The road to Tampa Bay Invitational is so close. You can taste it, Rob Higgins. So excited for this weekend's upcoming Road to Tampa Bay Invitational on the 25th and 26th at Amalie Arena and the Yuengling Center. Welcome to the Gameday Everyday podcast. We have 2 episodes that'll be dropping this week in advance of the Road to Tampa Bay Invitational. This first one focusing on our opening matchup, the host USF Bulls and Georgia Tech coming in town. A lot of storylines on this one. I am Ryan Bass alongside Rob Higgins, the executive director of the Tampa Bay Sports Commission. Rob, we've been talking about this since the beginning of the year, and finally, game week and tournament week has arrived.
It's event week, and our staff could not be more excited. We've got 2 great matchups on Friday night and 2 great matchups on Saturday night. The logistics, all the marketing, all the planning, everything behind the event has been going really well, and we're looking forward to it's going to be an awesome weekend.
It's going to be an incredible weekend. And again, this is episode 1, so we will be focusing on the South Florida and Georgia Tech, the host institution, going up against the Yellow Jackets here on the first game of that night on August 25th, previewing that one. Episode 2, if you were looking for it, which of course focuses on the Florida Gators and the Penn State Nittany Lions, that is out and available as well. So go check that out. But let's start with USF Georgia Tech. Rob, this game has no shortage of storylines. So awesome that Michelle Collier gets a chance to come back home and play against the school that she helped put on the map, right? She is retired. She is a USF Athletics Hall of Famer. Her jersey hangs in the rafters. And for USF, this is a young program that has an opportunity here to really grow under Coach Jolene Shepardson. Really excited for this matchup coming up, the first game on that August 25th kickoff.
Absolutely. It's going to be awesome. And you heard last episode from Coach Shepardson of USF that there's some bragging rights involved. I mean, these 2 were teammates back in the day. I was actually working the matches for facilities and event management at USF, and remember that they both were really dynamic players and fun to watch. And those teams under Coach Nancy Mueller were incredible. And they made some great postseason runs, some epic wins in the Corral. But we're looking forward to welcoming them down to Amalie Arena on Friday night for what will be a really special matchup. I also want to thank, while we have just a minute, thank USF for their role in this event in hosting it. You know, they're our host institution when it comes to December's NCAA Division I Women's Volleyball Championship. And as you and I have talked a little bit about, this is really a dress rehearsal of sorts. And so they have a lot of their staff working the event, a variety of different areas, and they've really pitched in to make sure that it goes well, not only at Amalie Arena on Friday night, but then when they're on their home turf over on Fowler at the Yuengling Center on Saturday night as well.
Yeah, really grateful to USF. We got a chance to pay a visit to the campus. Again, if you didn't listen to last week's episode, I was tricked by Mr. Rob Higgins, but that's okay. Did have a good time at the University of South Florida's campus off of Fowler. And Rob, before we get into our player interviews here to start with USF, setting the standard, growing the game. It's our NIL social initiative here, and we have a number of brand ambassadors from each program that will be coming down here to Tampa Bay for the Road to Tampa Bay Invitational. Explain a little bit about that program for those that aren't familiar with it and why it is so important to the initiative that we are having here and really a part of the fabric of the Road to Tampa Bay Invitational.
Yeah, certainly the world of college athletics centers around NIL right now, and we want to be a part of that. We don't want to run from it or be scared of it. We want to embrace it, and one of the ways that we could do that is to create a campaign called Setting the Standard, Growing the Game. When we work to host these events, you know, the Sports Commission always tries to set the standard, but we want these events to also have a social impact, and the way to do that is to help grow the sport of volleyball. We wouldn't have had the opportunity to host the NCAA Division I Women's Volleyball Championship for the first time in 2009 had they not seen an opportunity to come to the state of Florida for the first time. And we want to build on that and really help grow the game locally, regionally, and nationally. And what better way to do that than working with 8 really special young ladies, 2 from the University of South Florida, 2 from Georgia Tech, 2 from Penn State, and 2 from Florida, to be able to help spread the word about how important it is to set the standard and grow the game. So these 8 ambassadors are not promoting the Road to Tampa Bay Invitational. They're promoting the Sports Commission and our campaign and really being a part of the solution to get the word out about not only coming to watch great volleyball, grow great volleyball, and for the young kids participate with it.
And it was awesome to get an opportunity to talk to all of these special athletes that will be a part of this brand ambassador campaign and the NIL campaign through the Tampa Bay Sports Commission. We got a chance to go in person, USF Volleyball's media day, to catch up with junior outside hitter Ragan Kinard and sophomore setter Tatiana Johnson, who both were thrilled not only to be a part of the campaign, but to be a host institution for the Road to Tampa Bay Invitational. So excited for USF's volleyball season here to get started. And with us are two of the best Bulls here on this team and the squad this year. Ragan Kinard, obviously Tatiana Johnson as well. So good to have both of you here with us. Let's just get it started and kicked off. I got a chance to learn a lot about you, and our Joey Johnston got a chance to interview both of you, and I love that piece that's on our TampaBaySports.org website. But just fill in, a lot of the folks in terms of who you are, where you're from, how excited you are, and just some of your background. I guess, Ragan, we'll start with you.
Yeah, so my name's Ragan Kinard. I'm from Panama City, Florida. I'm a middle blocker, and I'm studying marketing. And yeah, I'm super, super pumped for this season. It's going to be awesome. We have so much to look forward to just with the tournament and the games in general, our games in the Yingling Center, games in Amalie. It's just super exciting.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Tatiana Johnson. I'm a sophomore setter. I'm from Maryland. I'm also studying marketing. This season I'm so excited for it, just to play in the Amalie. It's going to start in Tampa, have some really good competition, so I'm really excited.
Well, since practice kicked off, I'll start with you, Tatiana. Since practice kicks off tomorrow, it's like your last day of the off season, right? We've got media day going, everything else.
Yeah.
How did the off season go for each of you?
It was good. I think we all got together a lot. We've been working hard this off season, so I'm really excited to we have a few new pieces, put those together, and just get back in the gym. So I'm really excited for that.
About you, Ragan?
Yeah, Tot pretty much covered it. We've been working really hard this summer, definitely getting a little bit stricter, more disciplined with each other, keeping each other accountable because we have dreams we're chasing, so yeah. Before
we get into the Road to Tampa Bay Invitational, which we'll ask about here in a second, I just want to ask two key personal things here that I found out about both of you. One, I loved when you were able to speak at the what was it? The It's Like a Girl conference? Yes. The Play Like a Girl conference, excuse me. Mm-hmm. I loved your speech where you were able to just really connect, and you just said there weren't wins and losses, there are wins and lessons. Oh my God, I get chills just thinking about that right now. Can you take me through that, just how much that is a part of just your core, your life, and I thought that message resonated really, really well.
Yeah, so it was super cool to get in front of the young athletes and, kind of share, why I do what I do, why I play, why I keep going and keep learning. But so there's only wins and lessons, no losses. I like to find the positive in anything, really. I would say I try to find the positive in everything, whether that be a loss. For an example, there's things that we did do well, but the other team did things well too. And so kind of how we can react to what the other teams do is what's going to make us better.
Tatiana, I wanted to ask you quickly because you made a sport change from when you were younger, right?
Yes,
3 to 14. Fill us in here and tell us a little bit about how that kind of helps you on the volleyball court as well.
Yeah, so when I was I used to figure skate. I started when I was 3, and then I got into it pretty seriously when I was 7 or 8. So elementary school, I was doing double days. So I'd wake up, go to practice at 6 a.m. before school, go to school, and then go to practice again. And then sometimes I'd even go to a volleyball rec volleyball before I even really started playing volleyball. And I think that just I don't know, just having that foundation of being young and doing that, it kind of just helps me. It definitely taught me how to be competitive, how to work hard, that kind of stuff. It taught me a lot of discipline and stuff like that. So I'm really appreciative for that. I started playing volleyball for my first travel team. I was about 13, 14 years old. And I grew 6 inches, and I was already tall for figure skating. I'm not tall for volleyball at all, but for figure skating, I'm way too tall. They're 4'11", maybe 5'1". So I was already towering over them. And then I just loved the team aspect of volleyball, and the girls on my team, and when I would play club were my best friends, and same thing in college. They're my best friends now. So I love that, and how competitive and fast paced the sport is. I love it.
Well, since we're playing the Road to Tampa Bay Invitational on the first night at Amalie Arena where the Lightning play, could we just have the court in the middle of the ice and then you could put on an exhibition
I mean,
I would love to
talk
say.
about like a ticket sales
I haven't
strategy.
skated since I was 14, so I
That
cannot
will make
promise
it-
if I'm good.
That will make it more entertaining, right?
Maybe.
But speaking of that Road to Tampa Bay Invitational, you guys, I know you're always excited to start the season, but this year it's got even more meaning. We're starting the season on the same court that it's going to end with the national championship. You guys are taking on two great opponents in Georgia Tech and then Florida right here at the Yuengling Center the next night. What's that like for you? Is there added motivation? Is there even more excitement in the locker room for that?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. I would say the excitement part of it is kind of what's making us so disciplined right now and making us want to work even harder, because we get to, kind of showcase our talent in front of a lot more people. And, like, I don't know if you guys have heard, but how the final game, the championship match, is going to be on ABC. Like, that's awesome. Like, now we get to showcase, what we work hard at behind the scenes to the whole world.
Can you speak to, before we get into some other stuff here, Coach Shepardson and just her impact on this program? I mean, she obviously played here in Tampa. She played here at USF. To take over, you've seen kind of the growth of this program over the last couple of years since she's been here. What has she meant? What's the foundation like that she's building here?
Yeah, I think she definitely wants to carry on that legacy that her and her team created in 2002. I think it was when they won. Yeah, so yeah, she wants to recreate that for us and let us experience that, and she pushes us every day to try to work towards that.
Yeah. I think she knows what it takes to be there, so that's like a huge part of it. So she can just push us every day in and day out. She has like that passion, and like when she was recruiting me, that's one of the reasons I committed here, is because of her vision for the program, and I really love that. And she instills it in all of us, so we all have that same vision, and we're all going after the same thing.
Now, you guys recently both agreed to partner with our sports commission on our Setting the Standard, Growing the Game campaign, which really is going to showcase how much volleyball continues to grow and then our community's role in that. From your perspective, I want to hit on both those. So, what's it like from a cultural side of things to set the standard, and then how important is it for you to be an active solution in growing the game?
Yeah, I think it's so important, like, just to be around, like, young kids and camps and everything. Like, it's awesome just to, like, go from, like, looking up to, like, I grew up in the gym. So, like, when my mom used to coach college, like, I would go and watch them, and then, like, growing up watching the older girls, so then being able to to play in college, and then, like, going back and coaching the little kids, like, it's cool to see, like, I am for them what they used to be for me. So I think that's super important, just to, like, always give back to them, always have energy when you're, like, coaching or anything like that, because I thought that was so cool when I was younger.
Yeah.
How about you, Ragan? I know you're a passionate member of the overall campaign too. What's it mean to you to help set the standard and grow the game?
Yeah, so I think for us as a team currently, we're setting the standard for us to be examples again for like young athletes and girls and boys who want to aspire to play volleyball. We can show them what motivation we have and the hard work. Again, I've said this multiple times now, but just like the hard work that goes on, we are able to showcase this now through this podcast, through the article, through our little video that we made. Like, just stuff like that is really awesome to show like how excited we are and grow the excitement as a whole.
Ragan, Tatiana, August 25th is going to be here before you know it. How excited? You guys ready?
So excited.
All right, let's go. You look good, by the way. I know it's media day. You guys are ready to roll.
New jerseys. This could be a little release.
All right, I like it. I like it. We're ready to roll. We are so excited for you two this season. We're so grateful you joined us here on the Gameday Everyday podcast, and we can't wait for August 25th and 26th. You guys can't wait either. So let's make this happen. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Go Bulls.
Go Bulls, right, Ryan?
I got to do the Go Bulls too. There you go. There you go.
Well, it was great in getting a chance to visit with Ragan Kinard as well as Tatiana Johnson from USF, two proud Bulls, much like you and I, Ryan, are two proud Bulls as well. And we talked a little bit about the matchup with Georgia Tech. It's going to be special with the storyline, the overarching storyline being Coach Shepardson taking on Michelle Collier, two former teammates. But I can tell you there are two great teams that are facing each other that night as well. Georgia Tech, 3 straight NCAA tournaments. It's a blend of both some returning veterans as well as some newcomers. So we're going to talk to a couple of them now. The returning setter, Bella D'Amico, as well as a face that's no stranger to the Tampa area, middle Liv Mogridge, who recently transferred from the University of North Carolina to make her way onto the Yellow Jacket squad. So let's listen in and talk with our good friends, Bella D'Amico, as well as Liv Mogridge from Georgia Tech. We'll start off with a pretty basic set of questions for each of you. Bella, we'll kick things off first. If you don't mind, just giving us a little bit more about yourself in terms of where you're from originally, what year you are now at Georgia Tech, as well as a fun fact.
I'm originally from Columbus, Ohio. I'll be a rising senior, and fun fact is I have two sisters. I'm the middle one, and we all grew up playing volleyball.
Awesome. How about you, Liv?
Yeah, I'm originally from Tampa, Florida. I'll be a sophomore at Georgia Tech, and I have two sisters as well. I'm the oldest, though, and they both play volleyball.
The pride of Steinbrenner High School, the Mogridge family.
Mogridge family is pretty well known around these parts, especially obviously his connection as a former USF football assistant. Also was on both sides of the war on I-4 as your dad, Alan, and I actually got to know each other when he was at UCF as an assistant coach as well. So Liv, just kind of talk to me about growing up. I mean, you've been in such a sports-centric family your entire career, your dad, your sisters, now being, a star here at Georgia Tech. What has that been like? How's your relationship with your dad, and how much has kind of influenced your rise up the ranks in the sports world?
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's been really cool. It's just awesome being raised around sports and being raised around a team, you feel really comfortable. And being new to Georgia Tech, I feel like with my dad being in sports, it's helped me adapt better and get better at the change and moving quickly. Me and my dad are really, really tight. He's actually at ECU now, coaching football still. And yeah, he's an awesome coach and an awesome dad. So
he's a talker too. I see where you get it from, because you can't get him off the phone. Bella, for you grew up kind of in the shadows of Ohio State University, and now you're here at Georgia Tech. You've been around big time athletics, really your entire career. Just take me through about what is so special for you about Georgia Tech, and how excited are you to see this program this year and start your season for the Road to Tampa Bay Invitational?
Yeah, I'm super excited. I've absolutely loved my time at Georgia Tech so far, and I'm sure this last season is going to be great. I'm really excited about the group of girls that we have this year. I think our team chemistry is really strong. We started out our preseason with a trip to the beach, which was really awesome, and we've been finding it out in preseason. Starting out in Tampa Bay, is really exciting for us, because of course that's where the Final Four is going to be this year. And I think we're going to face good competition off of that. So I'm excited.
I want to follow up a little bit more on the Road to Tampa Invitational. So you guys will be here in a week and a half. You've got two great games on the first night on August 25th at Amalie Arena. You're taking on USF. That's Coach Collier's alma mater. So a little bit of added storylines there. And then on Saturday night at the Yuengling Center, you're playing Penn State. So it's a heck of a way to start the season with a couple of great programs. We'll start with you, Bella. A little bit more about your perspective in terms of jumping off with such a great event in the same place that, oh, by the way, we're getting an opportunity to host the NCAA Volleyball Championship in December.
Yeah, I think it's a really great opportunity for our team. I feel like this year, after losing 3 big starters, the NCAA doesn't have a lot of expectations for us, so it's a good opportunity for us to show what we're about, who we are, and especially in the location that it is this year.
How about you, Liv? Have the family and friends ticket requests already been pouring in via text? Because I know there's a lot of people excited around Tampa to welcome you back.
Yes, I'm really excited. My mom is quite excited for me to get to come home for the first bit of our season, and her to get to see it in person. She's very excited. But also just to get to do it with this team. Like, I wouldn't want to do it with anybody else. So it's going to be really fun.
Rob knows Coach Michelle Collier quite well. She's a legend around these parts, obviously in the USF Athletics Hall of Fame. Liv, I know that she was a big part of the reason why you wanted to come to Georgia Tech. Can you just speak about just her influence, what she's like as a coach, what she's like as a person, and just how excited you guys are there to hopefully go out and get a W for her against her former squad?
Yes, Michelle is an absolutely outstanding coach. She's so humble and hardworking, and she expects the world from us, and at the same time cares so much about us, not only as players, but as people. And I would love nothing more than to kick some butt for her. So
Bella, I know you've talked about just how great the coaching staff is at Georgia Tech, but specifically Coach Collier, what would you say maybe is the one thing in particular you've learned most from her? And it could be on the court or off the court.
I think that Michelle is just like a true competitor. She knows what it's like to win and be successful, of course, from her time at USF. But she also does a really good job at training us to have that same mentality and to just always push for 1% better and always never settle, I think is Michelle's biggest thing.
Well, when you're playing on the second night of the Road to Tampa Bay Invitational at the Yuengling Center, you got to have Coach Collier take you up to see her jersey, which is hanging from the rafters of the corral. She was one heck of a player, jumped out of the gym, so fun to watch. And she really helped set the standard back in the day at USF. And you guys are part of our NIL campaign, setting the standard, growing the game. And you had a great video that you each posted to social that we love. But starting with you, Bella, the question's really dual-fold. How important is it for you to help set the standard as well as grow the game for the next generation to come?
I think it's super important. It's really exciting that we get to be a part of it. I mean, both of us and our sisters have been playing this game for years now. For me, 12, 13 years. And most of my biggest friendships, my greatest memories all come from the sport that we love. So really nurturing the love for the game and setting the standard for the little girls is something that I'm really excited to be a part of.
How about you, Liv? I mean, you've been a part of some great programs now, obviously at Georgia Tech. You played club here locally at R2TBI. You won a national championship your 17s years. So you've seen, the standard that's needed in order to be successful. How important is that from your perspective?
Yeah, it's very important. And as Bella said, having sisters that are now playing and growing up in the club that I got to grow up in, just getting to show them what it looks like to compete with a team and love what you're doing is really important to me.
Ladies, the season's going to begin and end in Tampa Bay. And, for Georgia Tech, 3 straight NCAA tournament bids. I know you kind of referred to it, Bella. Maybe the NCAA doesn't really have as high expectations for you guys coming in this year, but I know you guys do in particular. So, Bella, let's start with you. What can we expect from this Georgia Tech squad this year? I know you lost some starters, but I know you guys have that competitive edge and urge to be ending the season in Tampa. So what can we expect?
I think, and we've talked about it a lot, you're going to see a team that's having a lot of fun together, working hard together. And I think that this year we're just going to be really gritty, grind it out, no matter who our competition is, but we're going to play together is our thing.
All right, Liv, prediction time. What are you saying? Are we ending the season in Tampa for Georgia Tech? Little Cinderella season?
Yeah, it's definitely a big goal of ours. And we have a lot of new pieces that I'm really, really excited about. So it's going to be a good year.
Well, we can't wait to see you guys take the court here and next weekend. I'll be here before we know it. I know you got to get back to practice and training and everything else you have going from a preseason perspective to get ready. But thanks so much for all you're doing for our NIL campaign. And good luck. We are excited to welcome you here next weekend.
You could see how excited Bella and Liv were and how grateful they are to be a part of this Road to Tampa Bay Invitational as the Yellow Jackets come in and have some pretty good matchups lined up throughout the weekend. But what we're really excited for, Rob, and what we talked about is this really being an opportunity to get ready for the NCAA Volleyball Championships that are going to be in Tampa Bay December 14th, and then the championship game, which will be broadcast on ABC on December 17th. Tickets, I know right now there's a lot of buzz being generated for these championships, for the semifinal and the championship round. Rob, how can people get their hands on them, because they're going fast?
Absolutely. Well, tickets are not only on sale for December's NCAA Volleyball Championship, they're also on sale to the Road to Tampa Bay Invitational. So you can see two epic events of college volleyball to start and end the season. I mean, we are talking about the highest of levels when it comes to college volleyball. So you can head to Ticketmaster for either event, both the Road to Tampa Bay Invitational as well as the NCAA Volleyball Championship. They're going to be great atmospheres for each event. And I'll tell you, with the NCAA Volleyball Championship just having gone on sale here really within the last day or so, the demand is incredible. It's like it's an event that hasn't been here in 14 years, because tickets are flying. Do not wait, because they're going to sell out. It's going to be an attendance record for an NCAA Volleyball Championship. So go ahead and grab your tickets now before it's too late.
And we could potentially see one of these teams that will be here for the Road to Tampa Bay Invitational back in Tampa Bay for the NCAA Volleyball National Championships coming up in December. So excited for it. Rob, I know you and your team are going to crush it this weekend as we get ready for the Road to Tampa Bay in December for the NCAA Volleyball Championships. My friend, good luck to you and your team. Going to be an awesome round of volleyball matchups this weekend. We cannot wait for it.
Absolutely. It's going to be awesome, guys.